Hello, hello. I am determined not to miss any ray of light today. Because it's cold, but it's nicer. How are you guys? Can I see you? Hello. Ciao a tutti. Buongiorno. How's it going? Nice. Thank you for joining. Flavia is coming in a minute. Look how beautiful it is today. Da da dee da dee da da. Da da da. I have this melody in my mind because yesterday I've done a class. Love the light on you. Yeah, I can't really see, and I have a lot of wrinkles, extra wrinkles, but who cares? There's the sun. Da 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 da. Flavia is here. Now let's see. I'm accepting. Or it is better just in London. I'm a king. This is a song about vampires that I composed yesterday with the kids. Ciao!
I'm so jealous about the light you have there. I don't have this light in Italy. Why?
Finally, one day better here. Oh, so, how many degrees are in Rome?
13.
13. Yeah, I think here is maybe it's a bit colder, but it's very sunny today.
Okay, so see, lucky
Yeah,
you.
it's gonna last about half an hour, so let's enjoy it. Okay, so ciao Flavia.
Ciao. Are we talking in English or in
No,
Italian? I'm always lost
we're
with
in
you.
English.
In
We're in
English,
English.
okay.
But if we have any questions in Italian, obviously we can switch. And even if we have any questions in Spanish, I can respond in Spanish. That's it. Do you speak any other languages?
I used to know French, but not anymore. So.
Yeah, you do look like a person that would speak French.
Okay. Yeah. I don't want to ask from how and why, but it's okay.
It's the pose.
Oh, it's the
Yeah.
pause, okay.
Okay, all right. So let's dig into our topic today. First of all, I'm going to say very quickly why Flavia, as a psychologist, psychotherapist, and supervisor in ABA, how do you say, method?
Yeah.
Method. So a method to basically follow children with autism for people that doesn't know that. Why is Flavia part of our retreat? That is called Resonance. Probably you have heard me speaking about this retreat in the last few days. And if you are in my newsletter, you definitely have heard about it. Anyway, Flavia, with her character and experience, okay, it's a fundamental person in our retreat. Okay, so I have attended multiple festivals in my life, multiple retreats that were not specifically dedicated. No, the retreats were not specifically dedicated to music teachers, but the festivals, yes, were dedicated to music teachers. But in the retreat that I attended, retreat more for myself, let's say, I would always connect a lot with my emotions, right? When you jump into a retreat, you know that you know how you get in, but you don't know how you get out. There is a transformative process in a retreat going on. If a retreat, it's a nice retreat. And every time that I'm there, I end up crying and crying, and sometimes I even think like, why the hell did I put myself into this? And why the hell I don't know how to deal with these things properly. So, especially in the last one that I attended, which was about a year ago, I really had a big crisis. And after doing a lot of music and singing, somebody told me one sentence, and that sentence opened up something related to my adolescence, okay? And that I didn't even know I had inside, that then obviously reflects on my daily life and in my work. And I cried for about 35 minutes, 40 minutes. I could not join the circle anymore. I could not join, I could not participate. Now, I am equipped with tools to deal with my own emotions because I've done a lot of therapy. I've done music therapy. I'm used to getting in contact with those feelings. So somehow I kind of navigated the situation and I was, I survived. But I know of people that were there in the retreat with me that started calling their psychologists that didn't know how to handle those type of emotions. Somebody had like total breakdowns. Okay. So for me, it's fundamental that in a music retreat, which works about, is about connecting with ourselves to find our inner voice, our inner motivations, we have a person that is able to how do you say,
Content.
give a frame, yeah, give a framework to everything that comes out during the music therapy session, during the sessions. Okay, because let's call them the right names. They are music session based on kind of therapy ideas, therapeutic ideas. Okay, and so if we don't have, I am not a psychologist, I'm not a therapist, and I don't want to, I can open very big paths for people to connect with themselves, but then I need somebody that is a professional person that can actually give them a context and help the people to deal with those emotions. Okay, now that was my intro. And why did I choose you for this? Because this specific retreat is a retreat for music teachers, therapists, facilitators, educators. So people that work not only with groups of adults, but also with kids. And Flavia has an incredible experience running sessions and living with not only children with special needs, autism, but also their families and everything that surrounds the life of kids with special needs. So she has a big experience working with kids, a big experience working with adults. And you've participated to my sessions more than once.
Yeah.
So you know what we're talking about, and you've been in the retreat yourself. You've seen the activities, you participated yourself in some of the activities. So who better than you can support other people in these situations?
Thank you.
Okay, now, Flavia, do you want to give us, any insights from what you saw in the first retreat last year?
Yeah.
From your perspective.
Yeah. First of all, thank you for all the beautiful words you said. Yeah. No. That. Thank you. Anyway, no. Yeah. The retreat was amazing, and as Tiziana said, I participated as well because obviously I think if I'm there, I also need to see what's going on and I need to be part of the group, also to obviously know the people as well. And I think it was very important at some point when people actually started to cry a little bit or starting like to call me and say, oh, can I have like a time with you? Obviously I want to like underline that it's not like a proper psychology session, the one that I'm doing there. It's more like a support that I'm giving there if something comes up. But we actually work very well. We found like our way to let the people have their own space to talk with me and to come more than once if they need it. And it was like our first experiment to do that, and I think that it worked very well. All the slots were always full,
Yeah,
so we have
exactly.
to say that. We have to say
we
that.
had a WhatsApp group and we said, Flavia is here. If you feel you want to go, if you feel you want to express yourself a bit, just these are the spaces. And the first like couple of hours, nobody, puts I'm going because it's a thing.
Yeah.
And then after the second hour, it was like boom, 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 boom. Everybody tries to find their space.
True. No, and it was a beautiful experience for me as well. I have to say that, like, obviously, I'm there and I'm also like taking all the things that are coming from the people that are participating to the group. I have feelings as well, so I had a meltdown at the end of the of the retreat as well.
Well,
I
but
remember.
You were going through something particular last year.
Exactly. But yeah, no, it was powerful, and I think like it's the energy that comes from every therapy, music therapy session. It's amazing, and I think it's very what you said is very important. Like all the retreat that you do, obviously you're teaching to all these people to how to work, but you're also like putting yourself out there, and every activity that is made, I don't know, from you or from the other teachers that are there, or when I'm joining or when I'm jumping, they're always touching something different from all the people that are there. So I think like that I was very happy to be there and be part of the group, and it was amazing also to see like all the activities that you were doing, and it was great. So I can't wait to do this again.
Yeah. Yeah, no, me too. So I just also want to say that basically the other facilitators, um, so me and Mauro Faccioli are both music therapists, and we both work in facilitating groups in general. And Mauro especially is very, very experienced in working with like apart from music facilitation, facilitation of groups in general. So he uses a lot of tools, a lot of activities and games that help, already recollecting ideas and giving meaning to what's happening. And then we have Pedro Consorci, which is a specialized, he's specialized in non-violent communication, which is a branch of psychology, and he's also studying psychotherapy now. So it's not just some people that come into a group and is like, oh yeah, let's do some music and see what happens. Oh, we're all fucked now.
Also, I have to say that like the activities that we did with Antonio as well, there were like I did some activities in my therapy group that I'm doing. So the therapist that was actually like running the therapy group did some of the activities that we did in our session.
Nice.
At one point I said, oh, but I know this, I know what I need to do now. So I was kind of ready. So I was super happy also like to see in my job what actually was like worth to use it in the
Yes.
group activities. So
Yeah.
no, that was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Flavia speaking about Antonio Vulpio, which is one of the best theater improvisers in Italy, but also around the world. And he's part of our team. And his sessions are based, therefore, on theater of improvisation or improv theater. And at first, it was quite fun to see the reactions of the participants because they were like, why are we doing improv theater if we're here for a music education retreat? I have to specify that this retreat last year was different from the one that we are actually doing this year. So this year is not open only to music teachers, but is open to every type of facilitators that like music and think that music can be a good tool for themselves to work on themselves. Okay. So, but it was very nice to see the change through improv theater. And that's why Antonio is there in every single retreat, because I have done improv theater myself. And I remember how, like scared I would
Weird that
feel,
we,
weird, how difficult it was to skip out of my comfort zone. So it was difficult.
yeah.
But at the same time, I saw incredible changes in the people and the feedbacks as well. They were incredible. And obviously, when you go to a retreat like that, my suggestion as a facilitator is that the first time you try to live it for yourself. Because the mind of a facilitator, the mind of a psychologist, the mind of a teacher is always there. I want to take notes so I can do this activity again, with my group. And you kind of lose a lot of possibilities in that way, because if you don't really experience the situations for yourself, then when you are offering the same situation to someone else, you might miss some things that are happening in the people that you're working with. So obviously, you know what I'm talking about. As a psychologist and psychotherapist, you have to go through this type of training.
Yeah.
But, music facilitators and teachers especially don't really have this type of opportunity all the time. And because the festivals that usually are organized around the world are mostly to teach skills or to teach games and activities. They're not really to work on ourselves and to work on our vision. Okay, so that's the key point of this retreat, basically.
Yeah, I'm always saying also like to my client as well, like when I because I have clients sometimes that they do this kind of jobs, and I'm always saying if you don't put yourself out there, and if you're not the first one that goes through all these things and tries what he needs to try, how do you expect that the other people that you're teaching, or the other people that you're supporting, or whatever, or the other people that are around you can do the same if you don't know what you're going to give to them? You need to be the first one to experience these things.
Yes,
Then
absolutely.
you work on yourself, and then you're able to like help the others.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And everything that we do in this type of retreat is also based on what the group wants to work on. Because at the base of a retreat, there is the pedagogy of cooperation, which I have studied a little bit with Rodolfo Martins, who is a teacher in Brazil. But Pedro is an expert of pedagogy of cooperation as well. He's done the whole master in pedagogy of cooperation. And so we set some sessions in the beginning of a retreat to understand what are the feelings and what are the needs of a group. And then as the facilitators, we meet at the end of every day to see what is the direction that the group is taking, where are we going to bring the group at the end, how can we support them better to just stepping out of our comfort zone, but not feeling like they're gonna lose themselves. So I think that this is the biggest difference for me in this type of retreat. And I want to highlight, and then we close because this is just a little short meeting, that the ultimate goal of this retreat is not about learning skills, but is about finding that voice that you have inside you and that is telling you things all the
and
time.
you don't listen to it, you
And
don't
we
want
don't
to
listen.
listen to it.
We don't want to listen to. And sometimes the things are just so buried down that we can't even listen to them. Okay, so sometimes we don't want to listen, and sometimes we can't listen. And so, but when we use music, when we use movement and the connections with other people, because it's in the connection that the real shit, let me tell you, this word, the music comes out. So in this type of environment, we can really foster this type of research. And then when we are able to listen to that voice, we are able to change our life. We're able to bring the steps that we want to bring, to find strategies to grow our business, develop our relationships. For example, after my first retreat in Brighton, in Brazil, I discovered that I didn't want to work by myself anymore.
And
I was alone in London. I felt lonely. And here I am in a music school with 20 teachers and, a community of people around me. But that was a clear message that arrived to me after the retreat, and I didn't have it when I came in. In the second time, it was about cooperative learning. And I understood that my whole philosophy was about cooperation, and I didn't even get it before. And the last time was it was about this thing in adolescence that I it looks like I'm so secure about myself. I have a big confidence, and instead inside I'm dying all the time. And so that was my last thing. It was like, okay, I need to show better who I am, because otherwise people don't understand. Speak more about who I am for real. For example, with my partner.
or just saying that, I'm not saying, I'm just saying that.
Yeah, so they are transformative opportunities.
Yeah, no, I can't wait, like seriously, to go through all of that
I
again.
know,
I'm so
I know.
be part of it
And now
again. So
we also have a winter retreat. So we're doing this first experience as well in winter. There are 20 more participants in February. So we will see how we go in winter and see how people is with their minds. And we will decide if we're gonna do July and February or
yeah,
March every year.
okay.
Anyway, Flavia, is there anything else you would like to add?
No, I think like we actually like said all like the
A
important
lot.
things. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, then. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Speak very soon.
Yes.
Ciao, ciao, guys. Bye
Ciao.
bye. Bye bye.
Bye.
Ciao.